me see if that worked. Oh, man, well, I was just calling you back, that's all, but, I see, yeah, so we'll do Saturday, and. I asked Jimmy if he wanted to go, he said he'll see. Okay, yeah, that'd be fine, just probably do it. Holy Spirit, I have know what I think. This may be on my list, maybe something that will require someone to come out, but if there's something that I can do. Will you take my picture while you're down here?
Yeah.
So see, it's plugged up. This was unplugged, so I plugged it back up.
Yeah.
That should have been the only thing. It's the camera itself is not coming on. I don't know. I got it on, and this right here, I don't know what these two things do.
Yeah, why is this, this is really weird.
Is it looking weird?
No, I just don't, like, it's turning on.
Yeah, but this ain't on. I wonder was this
So it's
connected to
not.
something? I don't remember. Do you remember? These two things were connected to anything? I don't remember.
I didn't unplug. The only thing I've ever unplugged is that one plug.
Right, and when we plug that back up, it always comes back
Yeah.
up. But I'm wondering if somebody did something with this, and I don't. If so, I don't know. I don't know where it would go. Or something goes in it, but I'm assuming maybe that's it. We do have those two. The only thing is, this was my best one. This gave me the best shot. So you see how
Right.
that's going to be, and if they walk away, I don't have a way to capture that to where I can move this. So, I don't know.
This one probably shouldn't have been live streamed, like I should have just let you know because the video's on the Exit website. Like we were watching something from the Exit Resource Center and then like we're gonna have some discussion about it, but like I probably wouldn't. Watching it live like doesn't make a lot of sense, but we already told people we would, so we have to.
yeah.
Yep, for this one. And Tina also said that like they want 90% of the stuff kind of,
Engaged.
yeah, live streamed. They just want it accessible. Oh, oopsies.
Okay, well,
I don't know, I'm sorry.
take my picture real quick. I'll try to do that out before anybody gets down here. We're gonna do one on Snapchat.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I like this filter. And I think I got good lighting right here.
Okay. Which way do you want it, this way or this way?
Straight, up and down.
You want up and down?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you, you're so cute. Okay, what do you want in the background? Can I sit? Let's take this hat off.
Oh, yeah.
You can wear it, I love real estate. But I'm opening a clothing boutique. All right, one. Oh,
Did it do it?
yeah, it did, but it didn't, I couldn't take multiples.
Oh, yeah, I'm only, here, I'm gonna put you on my regular camera. I
Yeah.
only did one on that one. There you go. Oh, hurry before they come.
Oh, you're so photogenic. I'm so jealous. Look at how gorgeous you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know why you would have been proud of me this morning?
Yeah, why?
Because I put on an outfit that looked like crap. Usually I put on an outfit and it looks like crap and I just go with it.
Tell me the one you got on now?
Yeah.
You think it,
So I changed it. I
did
put
you get
on-
a picture of it?
No, but I threw away the sweater because the sweater was like really like it was just falling apart. And so I was like, I can't wear this out. And then I was like, Shan would be so proud of me.
Aww.
And then I put on a second outfit, and I had a huge muffin top, because it was like a size 3 pants, or something like from pre-babies.
Well, I talked to my friend, so we're gonna, we are,
Oh, good.
we're gonna choose you.
Yes!
Yes.
I've been
I'm going to put us in a group chat so we can get the times to line up.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, that's
Yes,
great.
Yes, yes,
Oh, I'm
yes,
so
yes,
excited.
yes, yes. I'm excited too. I got some good news.
I need coffee before people get here.
I know, I wanna go get me some too.
I don't know what Ross code is.
Okay, so let me go try to see this. I know nobody would have messed with it, so it's almost like
I know.
maybe the battery, because this only is to this. This maybe runs by battery or something. Maybe that's it.
Wait, what does this plug go to?
Oh, maybe
That- That's it. It's that little plug needs to be
This?
plugged in. Yeah.
We figured it out. You figured it out.
Me,
You know what? And I prayed too, so I guess God used you. I told him to tell me, but I guess he said, I'm going to tell Julia today. All right, don't let nobody touch this. I'm going to get my stuff. I'll be back.
Assault. Exit Resource Center. Osgo hashtag 978. at you sitting all up front.
I told you.
All right, hey, there's gonna be like, about 5 of us. It's gonna be a real small group. Do you, have you used the RDR much?
$3,000 for that so
No.
far.
I was gonna have you come up with my phone.
Oh, is that what you?
But I'm gonna have Hope come up.
Yeah, you
She's
know,
used it
but,
someday.
like, we just paid a lot of money for that, so.
I
Right.
don't know what it stands for. It's the PERT of National Association of Realtors. What does RPR stand for? Real Property Records? It's probably wrong. No.
Do you have the app?
I haven't downloaded it yet.
Come on now.
I know, I just signed up.
Come on now.
Today, Hope, this is.
I think it stands for residential something, residential.
Probably, yes. He like doesn't write out and say it.
Right. I just always refer to it as, and it pops up on my computer when as soon as I hit R in my search engine, it pops right up.
This is good. We'll have people sit up. If there's anyone else that comes, we'll have people sit up.
I think Kathy's here. I'm not sure if
coming.
she's coming. I'm not sure.
Haley texted last night and said she might come.
So it's all through NAR. It's NAR's program. Realtors Property Resource.
Okay.
Do you use it for your CNAs?
No.
I don't need it.
Not local. I mean, local, I use it for local. Not local.
Right. If there's property out of state,
Out of state, right,
okay, you'll use that for
right.
that. Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Hi.
Guess where I came from?
Where?
Pilates.
Oh, good for you.
Where?
Good.
Pilates.
Kathy's an expert in RPR too.
Okay,
So
good.
we can all like.
I like RPR.
We can
That's what I
learn a
use
lot.
for my,
Because that's what we're looking at today, and I don't know anything about it. I just signed up for it today, so
yeah, I use RPR for my,
that's good. Can you come? I asked Hope to like come up and give a few examples of what she uses
Yeah.
it for.
Kathy's here, she's better than me.
And maybe Kathy, can you come up and do? It is being live streamed though, so maybe you'll.
Don't say bad words.
that's why I can't live stream, because didn't I almost say it last time?
Yeah, you did say something. It was great.
No one,
It
no
was
one's
one.
gonna
It was
be
one
offended.
word. Also, that was the video that Jamie Maddox and I were talking for like 15 minutes before.
Oh, was it? Can you like move that, can you delete that part?
I don't know, and I watched it like really focused because I was like, I'm sure I did say quite a few curse words.
Okay, how do I private message somebody that I'm not connected to?
This is
Can I
Kathy.
do that?
I do not know.
I should be able to do that.
Yeah, there's fill my prescription when I'm in Ohio, when I wanted it before I left for Ohio.
Yep, a little late.
Oh.
Refining the value by home improvement. So if you're working with
I brought your hat down to give it away at last Buffini training to the person who did the most. And then I
What's it
forgot to
say?
get it out.
I love real estate.
Cute.
And it has a zipper. Is this for golfing?
No, it's for your money.
Yeah.
For your, or something that when you're walking, you put your,
Can't put my gun in there.
yeah.
I mean, maybe it was just fold up. Squeeze it in there. Yeah, we've got a wine and cheese invite for those people that want to do. Kaylee's here.
Yeah.
Come sit in the front.
Hi.
Sit in the back.
Well,
Yeah,
it's like, there's like 5 people here.
Yeah, there's like,
There's,
right
there's
here,
just a
Louise.
couple of us.
Yeah, sit in the middle. I feel like this is all she wrote.
maybe.
Or no, Michelle can't make it, she's buying a house today, Teresa can't make it.
Anyone want to advertise that house on the lake, go for it.
Oh, I
I saw
will.
that.
Go for
Yeah.
it, man.
Okay.
It's so beautiful.
She bought
Got
it, she slept in it for 4 days, and she doesn't like it.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's not listing it for, so I bought it, or helped her buy it,
Yeah,
at 2.5. And
Yeah.
I told her, I said, there's no way that you can do, no, 1.89, but at 2.5%.
oh,
That's it,
okay,
right?
okay.
And so I said, there's no way that you can do that now.
No.
I said, so if you're gonna offer, she wants to just get back what she makes, which she's not gonna do, because she's gonna pay 6% commission.
Yeah,
Ed,
So sell it,
Stuff,
if I
because
sell
you
it,
need
it goes
that
down to
table.
3%, so y'all can sell it. So
okay,
send it to whoever it comes with a dock, covered dock, and a lift is in the dock.
nice.
Okay.
it's a mess. It was
And
a gorgeous
all the
house.
furniture is negotiable. She paid $50,000 outside of the contract for all the furniture. So, well, that's good because we staged it. You know that bed upstairs was an air mattress.
Was it?
How many square feet?
That's a perfect way to
It's like
stage
50, 51 or
Yeah,
52 hundred square
51,
feet.
51 something.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a pretty home. And
John
that
said-
photographer is the bomb. I mean, I do love a lot of our photographers. I'm in a lot of groups
Who'd
with
you
them.
use on that?
Distinctive homeowners. Like, if I'm gonna do that kind of house, you
Yeah.
got to.
Yeah.
It's worth the $800.
Nice. Very
Who
nice.
else has listings in here right now?
So,
You have a listing?
We got two,
You have 2 listings. Good for you.
but we're trying to get them going. I mean, one of them's been on, it went under contract, and then fell out of contract, and then due to inspection, we put on the property disclosure that it's a 19-year-old roof, and we're like, hey, it is what it is, so you're gonna have to replace the roofs.
I just got a text that said, ask Julia to check your text.
Are we on?
I think we're on.
Okay.
We
so
can
we're
wear it.
talking.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming to How to Price a Property in a Changing Market. And it's 10:30, so I guess we'll start. Today we're doing this webinar on how to, like I said, how to price a property in a changing market. And then if anyone hasn't gotten on the RPR, we might spend a couple minutes getting on the RPR. But maybe actually I'll have Hope come up and share her, what she
Oh, we
uses,
agreed Kathy was doing.
what she uses RPR for. And then Kathy will come up for a minute too, because
Fine.
I know. And we'll learn from the experts. And, all right, I hope people are watching at home.
I wish we had a way to know that how many was online.
Yeah. I know that'd
You
be
do
great.
when you go to the YouTube.
Oh,
you
When
okay.
I've watched it at home, I was like, oh, I'm one to another person.
Okay.
All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Annette Anthony, Director of Corporate Engagement for Exit Realty Corp International. We are so excited to have you today with us. We've got a very special guest today. We've got Katie Gleboff, National Trainer with Realtors Property Resource. You know it as RPR. Welcome, Katie.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to be here today.
We're thrilled to have you. You know, RPR is the nation's largest property database exclusively for realtors. And they really excel in providing resources like data and tools and reports so that agents can respond intelligently to questions, really making them look like the real estate resource that they are. Now, today's conversation, we're going to jump right in, Katie, about how to price a property in a changing market. So let's get underway.
Awesome. Thank you. And it really is a changing market. The winds are starting to change. But before we jump into RPR, I just want to take a moment. If you are new to real estate or new to exit and you want to learn more about who we are, Realtors Property Resource, NAR's technology company. We're a wholly owned subsidiary corporation and a national database of parcel-centered property information for over 166 million residential and commercial U.S. properties. And we are exclusively for realtors. I try to explain that we're kind of a one-way road. Information comes into RPR through public data. We get information from FEMA, U.S. Census information, niche.com, and partnering
Julie, is your
MLSs
mic
across
on?
the country.
No, there's
You
no on.
as a realtor, you go
She said she's
into
hearing
our
an echo,
platform,
so.
you take the information, you package
It's
it
because
together
we're
the way you need to,
we're
and then you share that
filming video.
information with your client
Okay, I love it.
via report, and you share it through email or through social media. Since we are an ARS technology company, all of this is available to you at no additional charge. And we do not provide consumer or public access. So we don't syndicate, we don't redistribute, we don't have a consumer search engine or any of that. What we're going to talk about a lot today is just some little tips on how to use RPR to research properties and market areas, understand what's going on with the market trends, and see if we can project where that market's going. And then we want to talk a little bit about pricing. So we're going to touch base on our RVM, or our refining of a property value, and we're going to go through a CMA as well. And then we can capture all of this information and create a seller's report. So oftentimes, when we go through our training, we refer to our seller's report as our listing presentation type report. And it's just one of the many reports that we have in RPR. Now, I'm going to have a slide at the end for you guys where you can take a picture or write down what our main website is. I know we have agents from all across the country, so please understand that what you see today is just a demo screen for me. When you log into your RPR account, depending on which Exit Realty brokerage you're with, your logo may be a little bit different depending on your market area, but the flow of the system is pretty much going to be the same. Now, I'm training out of the Tampa Bay area in Florida, and I know we have Exit Realty all around us, so I get to kind of play in my own backyard, which is a really cool thing to do. So where we see the Exit logo on the upper left-hand side, our navigation bar for the different functions that you can perform on the right, or over here on the right. So we have a research tab, and this is where you can go in and do a property search, a map-based search. You can get neighborhood demographic information. You can research schools. You can run a market area activity search, which is very much like a hot sheet. And you have some commercial tools that are available. If you want to use RPR for marketing purposes, you want to prospect for buyers and sellers for residential or commercial, you can do that. And you can really quickly create single-page property flyers. We have multiple residential reports as well as commercial reports that you're able to run in RPR. And if you're looking for those training tips, you can click on the Learn and get small articles, brief videos, and agent testimonials. If you're like me and you don't really want to fish for stuff, you just want to be able to ask someone that magical question, you can click on our help and you can type your question into our learning library. You can reach out to our support desk, which is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're actually located in Omaha, Nebraska. And we also have a live chat. Another resource that I want to share with you quickly is in our training area. And I just love to point this out because I'm a little bit of an old school learner. And although I love videos and webinars, and I used to do them all day long, I love my printable guides. So you can come into our learning center. Under our learning types, we have our printable section. All you have to do is check that box and the page is automatically going to refresh. You can come into our commercial printable guides or our residential printable guides. And if you want to learn more about what we're going to cover today when it comes to pricing a property, you can click on this link. It's a simple 2-page document where you start at step number 1, you do step number 2, 3, 4, and you go through that whole workflow. And it's going to cover a lot of the information that we covered today. You can print it out, you can put it next to you, and you get a really nice step-by-step guide companion when you're walking through trying to learn how to do this. But I also want to go just one more little notch over, and you're going to see what I like to call a coin. And you can click on that little down arrow or click on that coin, and in there you're going to see your profile. And as you are with any new system, there's a little bit of legwork or a little bit of homework that comes into play when you're setting up your profile. So you just want to come in here and upload your agent photo. I can go right into where I have my bio and my images. I can select my agent photo, open it, and import it in. That's going to lock in my agent photo. If I have a team logo or a brand that I want to upload, I can do that. All of my contact information is going to come over from the association I participate with. Please keep in mind, I'm in under a demo account, so it's very bland, but you can enter your own information in there. Phone numbers, multiple phone numbers that you can add, multiple fax numbers, multiple email addresses. Just continue to select add more. You will see it's linked to your MLS or your CIE information. If you want your license number to appear on your reports, you can go ahead and add that. Select save to the bottom. That way, when you're ready to package all this information together and create that report for your client, all of your contact information is going to appear on that report. But we want to go ahead and just jump in and talk about what you can do when you're looking at pricing a property. Now, how you search in RPR, it's fairly easy to identify a particular parcel and run a search on that property. You can, if you have the address, type into the location bar with the property addresses. Sometimes I'm not so sure of myself when I go in and I'm trying to look up a property address. So you do have some additional options. If you know where the property is located and maybe you just have the owner name, you can come in, expand your filters, and type in the owner name and filter down to the zip code. And sometimes you're like, well, I know the property is on the corner of this street and that street. You can always go into your research tab. You can jump into your map search, and then you can just continue to kind of zoom into your location. And then once you zoom into your location, I can come in and say, hey, I want public records, and I can search this area, and all of the public record parcels within my view are going to pop right up. So I can come in and say, oh, this is the property that I'm looking for. I want to go ahead and price this property out. So I can click this link that says view details, and it's going to pull it right up. So having that power of public record data back, that MLS data in RPR, is a wonderful thing. Now, when you're new to RPR and you're first coming in and using the platform, you're going to see these little fuchsia bubbles that pop up. And they're just guides to help you learn maybe some things that have changed or kind of guide you towards what you may be looking for. So I can read this little thing that says the charts tab is now called market trends. So it just gives you a little heads up that we have a change in terms. I'm going to close out of this, and I'm just going to scroll down and look at the public record data that's provided here. So we have, from our property, we have some property information. We have a tab that's going to give us our property history. We have market trends, which we're going to take a look at in just a second. We can refine the value. We can conduct a CMA, and we can look at some neighborhood demographics. I wish I could cover all of this today, and I'm just going to touch on a few things. And you'll see here we have, under our property information, our property photo, street view, overhead view, and then of course, historical photos if the property was listed in the past. So we can kind of come in and see what's going on with the property. I have a property summary, which is going to give us the RVM. The RVM is going to assume that the property is in average condition. So I'll share with you in just a minute how we can refine this value, and we can create a CMA. We get the public record facts for the property. We get the historical listing information. We get schools based off of location, the livability index, interior features, exterior features, location, owner information, if it's owner occupied, legal description, tax information, and deed records. I'm gonna go to the lower right-hand side where I have this little jump button, which takes me back to the top of the property. So I got a lot of rich things. Of course, you wanna really look at what's going on mortgage-wise, equity-wise. You can click on the history tab. You can see that sudden increase in property value. You can see prior sales, whether it's public record or listing information. Any distressed activity, mortgage information would be here as well. But what I really want to take a look at now is market trends, because how do you price that property in a changing market? How do you know if you're in a seller's market or a balanced market? So this is where you can come in and look at the market trends for a specific area. So now we're talking statistics. When we look at these statistics, RPR is going to look at the property address, and it's going to identify the zip code that the property is located in and give you some market trends for that zip code. But before we dive into those market trends, we have to the upper, let's say mid right-hand side, I'm looking at a property type. And right now, it's giving me market trends for single-family homes and condos. I want to break that apart because my subject property is a single-family home. So I really only want to look at the trends that's going on for a single-family property. So I'm going to go ahead and make that selection. I'm going to get a little dialog box that says, hey, do you want to apply this to just the chart we're looking at or all charts? I'm going to go ahead and select all charts. And it's just going to do a little refresh. You probably didn't even notice anything changed, but believe me, some of these trends did. So we're looking at what's occurred in June of 2020. So we probably aggregated this data in early July. So early August, you're going to see what occurred in July, right? And you're always kind of looking a month backwards when we look at statistics, but I love this because you get this beautiful snapshot of what's going on. We're still in this seller's market, even though, and I'm sure it's the same for a lot of you across the country, I feel like over the last kind of month, maybe 45 days, the wind has been changing, right? Before it was like, oh my gosh, the RVM for your house is $750,000. We're gonna list it for $800. What the heck, you know? And now it's kind of like, the inventory is slowly coming back on. The days on market are slowly creeping up. Single-family properties are slowly starting to have price changes. So we can see that little bit of a fluctuation. So here we get that month of inventory. So month over month, going from, I think back, right, May to June, we've had a 15% increase of inventory. Our list price to sales price is down a little bit, right, a 0.5 percentage point. Our median days on market, although it's still really low for single-family homes in this zip code, is like up 20% because last month, if a property was listed, it had 20 showings and was under contract in a day. But we're still seeing that median sales price is increasing on property. So those are good trends to see. It's still a great time to list a property. We can break this information down. This is going to give us some market statistics on active inventory. Now, this is going to go back as far as we can. So we're looking at 2017 to 22. This is a really long trend for me. I like to go back about a year or two, really. And I'm going to go back actually a year. And we're going to see where we had that big fluctuation of price increases, right? And now we're kind of tapering off a little bit. We haven't seen a drastic reduction, but we kind of feel that it's happening. Our median list price is going down. We have our inventory of single-family homes, not necessarily comps, but single-family homes that are listed in the zip code. We have the median days on market, square footage, total volume. We can do these charts again with our sales data. I'm going to break that down. Median sold price, number of properties, list price to sales price. This is still a good one to take a look at. it may be dropping, but if you're over 95% list price to sales price, to me, that's a good day in real estate. Our median days on market are still really low, but we're seeing a slight drop in our price per square foot, right? And then we're gonna come in, so when we're looking at sold listings, this sold data, if we look on the lower right-hand side corner of this chart, this is coming from listing data. These are solds that are happening through your MLS. So we can come in here now and see solds that are happening public record-wise, right? So you can come in, the median sales price for properties that are selling through the MLS is $607,000, where the median sales price for properties that are selling outside of the MLS, that for sale by owner property, is $513,000. So we're talking a pretty big difference on the power that the realtor has to increase the sales price of a property. If you want to see what's going on with your local inventory, this is going to give you a breakdown by property status. We have inventory of distressed properties. This is where wording comes into play a little bit. So when we're talking distressed properties, we're talking about properties that are in financial distress and that notice of default, pre-foreclosure, notice of custody sale, subject to auction, has been filed with the clerk of courts. Our inventory of distressed listings are those actively listed properties in the MLS that are going through the foreclosure proceedings. And then of course we can break down the median estimated property value. What I really like about this is you can come in and look at this information. Right now it's looking at the zip code that the property's in, the city that the property's in, the county, and the state. So I can come in and say, well, I want just the zip code and just the city, because you can go into Pinellas County and it really doesn't relate to where we are property-wise. But the zip code, there's about 5 zip codes in Palm Harbor, and this zip code is performing above what Palm Harbor is doing on average. So it's nice to see those trended out. And then you're just going to get a little bit on comp. What's going on? Sales price per square foot, price per square foot, age range, price range of homes sold, and price per bedroom of homes sold. So you get those really nice inventory stats. And if you wanted to just PDF this and upload it as a custom page or bring it onto a listing presentation or have it open at an open house, you just go to the print option at the top and you're going to get that print preview. What you see in RPR is pretty much what you get. So all of that information is going to be provided. And you may see, and I just want to kind of disclose, we do have affiliated services. Again, this is just part of our demo account. This is only going to appear if it's an affiliated service that's tied to your specific exit brokerage. So that may be a little bit different as well. I'm going to go back to our property information tab, and I want to touch base really quick on our pricing tools. And 2 of the main pricing tools that we have on my property information tab, just below the property image, we're going to have a property summary. And this information is going to appear on an off-market property or on an actively listed property. So you can use these tools whether you're working with a buyer or a seller. But in this scenario, we're talking about how to price a property in a changing market. So we're looking at an off-market property. So RPR is going to analyze and provide each parcel with an RVM value. And the RVM value is just an estimate of market value. The RVM is trademarked to RPR. What makes it unique is that we look at both MLS data and public record data to determine the value. And just below the value, we have a nice little button here that says View Details. And you can click on this to see what the current value is for the property So this is going to compete with, I shall not say the name of the consumer-based website that starts with a letter of the alphabet that's kind of towards the end. But this is going to give you that estimate of value. Remember, this is automatically generated. There's no human eyes on the property. It looks at property characteristics and statistics to determine the value. It's going to assume that the property is in average condition. If it's below average, it may fall a little bit lower on the range. If it's above average, it could be a little bit higher. You're going to see the map of where the property is located, and you're going to get a sampling of properties that were used to determine the value. It's not all of the properties. You do not pick and choose the properties. They're automatically selected off of an algorithm. They're coming from both public record and sold information, but it does give you a little bit of insight on the properties it's looking at to determine the value. But the great power of RPR is you do have the ability to refine this value, because when you look at the AVM or the RVM, there are some assumptions that can come into play. There could be an error or omission from public record where we have the property facts that are wrong, which can refine the property's value. So this is going to be dependent on what public record has for a property. So if you're in a market area where public record reports the square footage, the bedrooms and the bathrooms, you'll see that here. In our area, the bedrooms and the bathrooms are governed by the municipality, so that information isn't reported by the county property appraiser. The wild, wild west over here in Pinellas County. But if I just kind of make a little change and say, well, this property is actually 2,400 square feet, I had it measured, it will come in and change that square footage. Usually, well, maybe it's not high enough to change the square footage, but you can normally come in and apply that change, and it would change it. Lot size could affect that again, beds or bathrooms could affect it as well. It may not. So you just got to take a look at the basic facts. When you're adjusting the basic facts, so just a word of advice, this does not back correct anything. What I really like this for is if you're working with a property and maybe you're doing an investment or a renovation and you may adjust the square footage and you want to see how much value it adds to the property, it's a great tool. But what you can also do is refine the value by home improvement. So if you're working with a property and it's in an established neighborhood, this neighborhood, all of the homes were built around, or I should say between 1985 and 1989. And I would say a big sweep happened around 2005, 2010, where a lot of the homes had huge renovations. And this particular house did not do a kitchen renovation when the neighboring properties did. They waited until last year to do a kitchen reno. So the kitchen in my subject property is actually quite a bit nicer and above average condition relative to the other homes in the neighborhood. So I can come in and say, hey, they did an upscale kitchen remodel. They completed the upscale kitchen remodel in September of 2021, and the total cost for the kitchen remodel was $45,000. I got the paperwork from the seller. Now it will depreciate, but we can see how it's going to add value to the property if they did a major improvement. This is a fixed list, and there are a lot of trends that do change depending on where you are across the country. So if there is an improvement trend that's going on in your market that you don't see in this list, we have an other on the bottom. So I can come in and say, hey, this house has solar panels for energy efficiency, right? And they did the solar panels in October of 2021, and the total cost for the solar panels was $8,000. So you're going to see that it puts it on a very generous depreciation scale. So you can refine the value by home improvements. Sometimes I throw these values in. If I'm not happy with the way they depreciated it, you can reset. Now, if you're coming in and you're looking at a property, maybe you have someone that's taking advantage of this market and they're letting go of a rental, And it's had tenants in it for 5 or 10 years, so the carpet really needs to be replaced, or there's some interior drywall holes that really need to be patched up. You can come over and say, well, carpet or flooring needs to be replaced. So you can come in and I can say I had floor and decor come over and give me an estimate of what the cost would be, and it would be $4,500 to replace the flooring in the property. So you can depreciate a home's value that way as well. But my favorite is being able to refine the value through the local market conditions. This is where you can come in and say, well, you know, if we were listing this property in May, the market would be totally hot, on fire, 0 days on market. We could list it at $800,000 and it's going above asking. We're not in that hot market. It's still an above average condition in an established neighborhood. There's still demand, but it's just not as much of a demand as it used to be. But how's that general curb appeal of the property, the home interior, the lot size, the view, the privacy? You can use these slider scales, and it's going to give you an overall refined value. That will carry through to the property information tab. So if I scroll down now, I can see what the RVM is, what I think the RVM is, and then I can come in and say, well, hey, now I really want to go in and hand pick those comparable properties to see what I think we should list this at. You will see these little notifications come up for some advanced tips. If you want to run or join a national webinar, you can close out of those and they'll just collapse back to the side. I do want to share with you the comparative analysis. We have two. We'll save this one for a future date, hopefully, but we're going to come in right now and we're just going to go through and we're going to confirm the home facts. This property is 4 bedrooms. It's 4 total baths, which is 3 full and 1 partial. So you can go in and add those property facts. If there is additional information that you want to add, maybe it's waterfront, maybe it has a dock, maybe it has a gated community, or it's on a golf course, or it has stables, or it has, you know, there's all of these unique property features to everyone's market that you may want to point out. And if you want to add those features, you can add those features. We were doing this the other day and I was like, oh, you also have, maybe you wanted to come in and say, hey, we have an interior feature or an exterior feature that I want to add, and there is an in-law suite that I want to go ahead and add. I can go ahead and add that as a feature, and then it's going to appear on the side-by-side form. I'm going to find my comparable properties. If you want to add a property by address or MLS ID number, you most certainly can. You can also search an area for several properties. It's going to pull in what we have for your subject property. So single family home to single family home. It's going to look at solds within the last 6 months. You can do a date range if you want to. It's going to pull in those beds, the baths, the living area. If you want to tighten these numbers up, go ahead and tighten these numbers up. It's up to you what you want to use. We have our price range. We have our year built. We have our keywords. So if our subject property has a pool and you want all of those comps to have a pool, you can do that. You hit your search, and right here in the map, boom, all of those property matches are going to pop up. Now, I'm pretty comfortable using the map. I really like it as a search tool. But if you're in a really dense area, or you want to come in and get a little bit closer to your subject property, you can zoom in or zoom out. You can also come in and draw shapes. So if you just wanted to come in and make sure your comps are being pulled within a half mile of your subject property, you can also pull in comps within distance. If you want to do a geography and look within your attended school zone or just within your neighborhood, you have the ability to do that. You can come in and select properties from the map, or you can just scroll down and you'll see all of those properties in a list where you can sort by days on market, sold date, price, beds, baths. You select the comparables that you want to use. Once you have the comparable property selected that you want, you can go ahead, update your evaluation and close. It's going to pull in your comparable properties. You select your adjustments. You can change the order. I like to have my most recent sale out. They're all in the neighborhood, so I got really lucky with that. I can enlarge the photos. The local MLS here makes the front exterior be the first, but if that's not the case, you can toggle through and change that image. And then you're just rating the comps compared to the subject property, excluding square footage. So you can come in and say, well, this property is a little bit better, or this property is a little bit worse, however you want to trend it on your scale. Each little toggle is 5%, allowing up to 20% positive or negative adjustment. You're going to get your results underneath your subject property. You can scroll down and add notes. You're going to update your evaluation and close and get the result of your comp analysis. At this point, you can wrap everything up and jump right into your report, which is the seller's report. All of our reports allow you to view a sample where you can thumbnail through. You have a little plus where you can expand the report. Everything right now is included. If there's something that you did not want to include, unchecking that box is going to exclude that information. You have these little information icons that you can hover over to see exactly what the report is. You can customize photos. You can customize market activity. You can personalize the report with your client's name and the call to action. You can email it to multiple email addresses separated by comma. Go ahead and select Run Report, and it's going to send your report out. So that's how you can use RPR to look at local market trends, refine the RVM value depending on what's going on with those market trends and the condition of the property, as well as pricing of property in RPR. That's pretty much going to sum things up. So as a homework assignment, just go in, create a CMA, generate a seller's report. You guys can access RPR by visiting narrpr.com. A lot of you will be able to connect directly through your MLS system. Remember those learn and help features. We have tons of resources on our blog, and reach out to our support desk if you have any questions. And that's really going to wrap things up for me. You guys, give me a second to take a picture of this slide. Otherwise, thank you guys for having me.
So good, Katie. Obviously, you love doing what you do. You're really wonderful. And just this week I was with an office, and one of our exit associates said, one of his biggest challenges on social media marketing is content. And what you've done today is that there's so much content, the trends, and you just talking about what that means, how you interpret that. How do you see that being, a benefit to sellers and buyers in your area? There's so much content here through the information. First thing, so I would say, dive in, start getting familiar with the different reports that you can pull, and share it on social media, because you have a vast audience on social who, although many of which have different areas, you can ask them, hey, if there's a specific area that you would like this information run for, let me know. And they can certainly do that. The second thing is, if you just schedule maybe 15 minutes a week, could you imagine the amount of learning that associates will be able to take away from by going into your learning resources, or even clicking on those little guide bubbles so that they can discover new ways to leverage RPR. First of all, I'm enamored with your 24/7 support. We have a great number of our exit associates who leverage RPR, and we are so thankful for our relationship and the information that you provide our agents to help them look great. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. It was my pleasure to join you guys today.
Thank you. And for everyone who joined today, thank you so much for being part of this great conversation. We do this on the fourth Wednesday of every month at noon Eastern Standard Time. So we invite you to come back and join us because you never know what we're going to talk about, who we're going to feature, and how we're going to help you be successful. Thank you, everyone. Make it a great rest of your day.
Okay, awesome. I felt like that was really helpful as a newbie agent. Like that, there was a lot of content in there. And one of the things that I thought I could do is,
It's way better than our MLS.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to tweak and put in all of the things that they're gonna give you. The best thing you could do is do your own house.
That's what I put in when I was
And
like,
then
oh,
every
okay.
improvement that you would put in, it's interesting to watch how your value
That's a
changes.
great idea.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, investment houses too.
Investment houses, I was thinking about you for a
Yeah.
second during this, and I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, she could totally use that. For prospecting, I thought about sending a market report of a zip code to someone because it looks so professional.
Yeah, you can do a whole neighborhood if you wanted to. You can toggle down, it allows you to pick the entire neighborhood, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
And then you just script that neighborhood.
oh my
You can
gosh.
send out flyers to the whole neighborhood.
Kathy, would you come up here and show us how to do that?
I have to tool around until I find it myself, but all the
Okay.
training is in there for free.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
mhm.
And I just have a question, so if
Yeah.
you do update on the RPR or you do it on the MLS, does it populate every public site that would have the address available?
No, no, it's only updating for what you're putting in there. Unless it's live somewhere to MLS.
So if I update, for example, I go on the MLS and I update, the improvements, it's gonna stay on our MLS, which is just our region, but it's not gonna be,
No, yeah, it's, if you're gonna put stuff into MLS, then it will update into RPR.
okay.
Yeah.
So those were.
So say if it was
those
a
were the
2-bedroom and
ones
you change it to a 3-bedroom, and you list it as a 3-bedroom in MLS, RPR will be updated to the 3-bedroom.
But it doesn't interface with anything else.
No. What I like about this too is where Zillow does not take, and I don't know where I learned this, I don't know if it was on a webinar, if it was on a class. RPR takes recent refis, whereas Zillow does not. Or at least I don't know if Zillow does anymore, but,
So
so
they just-
just
is Zillow
imagine,
just
so
delay?
someone had a recent refi, right? And their property value went up $50,000. Right, does that make sense?
Mhm.
So